What's up everybody and welcome to Q&A number 6. Thank you guys so much for all of the questions you guys have asked. Now I know I say this every Q&A, but I really am very grateful for the questions that you guys asked because I never thought I'd ever be able to do a Q&A because I just didn't think you guys would want to ask me so many different things, and it's just really good to know that I've accomplished now 6 Q&As, and just really cool, and I have even enough questions for 7 and probably even 8 Q&As. So if you guys want to ask any more questions, feel free to comment on any one of my videos, preferably though my most recent videos, but you can comment on one of my older videos. And if you also want to message me on Google+, if you don't want to make a public comment, you can message me on Google+, your question, and that works as well. You get a shout out in the video, and of course you get your question answered. If you guys don't know, I do answer every question. There's no limit to how many questions you can ask. There's no really boundaries or anything. You just ask and I'll answer, although a certain amount of patience is required though, because I obviously have many questions and cannot answer them all in one video. This specific Q&A will have 15 questions answered. Last Q&A was a big one because I answered 25, so now we're going down to 15 because it's not really a milestone, it's only 6 now. I'm not saying only, but I'm pretty sure every milestone, like 5, 10, I'll do a larger amount of questions. So as I said, 15 questions in this video, so let's jump right into it. Got some amazing questions. I'm really looking forward to answering them. Let's get into it. Before we get into the questions and answers, I'd like to preface the fact that I have not prepared any answers for these questions. I did select 15, but I have not prepared answers for them like I normally do. Usually I write down the answers I have for them, and then I'll just kind of recite it off to you guys in the video. But I'm not doing that this time because I want it kind of to be more natural, a natural answer, more natural response. If you guys know what I'm saying, if you guys like this more than the regular Q&As where I just already prepare a answer, let me know and I'll keep doing those. Or if you like these natural responses, just let me know. I just kind of want to make it a little bit more interesting. So let's start. Ross Cars and Planes asks, what's your least favorite car and plane ever released? Now, it's really hard for me to answer because I love all the cars and planes a lot. They're just some really cool, unique cars, and obviously it's my hobby. I love collecting these things, but it's really hard for me to pick a least favorite. Now, there are a lot of ones that I just don't really like Minnie. The eyes on her are very bad in my opinion, and there are some other cars that just don't look as good. I feel like they're all really nice. Now, the way Mattel distributes that and how they're released now, that's what I'm not a big fan of. But the cars themselves are always pretty cool in my opinion, so it's really hard for me to determine what a least favorite is. I have to say, I like all of them a lot, and I feel like I like them all, and then there's ones that rise above that. So I don't really have anything below the standard. Ross Cars and Planes also asks, what was the most expensive purchase you've ever made for a single car, plane, normal, deluxe, or whatever? Now again, I have made a lot of purchases throughout the past few years. Now I did buy an Albertinki off eBay for $125 this year, so that's pretty expensive, but I believe in 2013 I bought a set of the Convoy Brothers, which were more expensive, probably around $200, but I can't remember. But those are some of the most expensive items I've ever ordered, because in the stores, if I find something in the stores, it's obviously going to be a lot cheaper. So I have to say probably the Convoy Brothers would be the most expensive because it was probably around $200, as the Convoy Brothers retailed for I believe $50 to $60 at the D23 convention, while Albertinki only retailed for $30, so obviously there's going to be a difference in the eBay prices for that. So I believe that would be the most expensive thing. I haven't really gone above that. So Brett Berger asks, what is your favorite car from the Final Lap collection? Now, I kind of said this in one of my previous videos that I really liked Valerie Veet, and Valerie Veet's actually in this background scene. You could see him or her, I'm not exactly sure, right there. I put him in here because I feel like it'd be a cool background car for this scene, but I just really like that expression, unique car, and I like Valerie a lot. But there are also some really cool, unique cars in the Final Lap collection. I also really like Donna Pitts and Jay Limo. Those are also really nice. And Derek Decals Dobbs. Again, it's just really hard to pick a favorite with those types of cars because I feel like Mattel really put their all into the Final Lap collection. Really picked out some great cars to be released. Rowan Cox asks, who is your least favorite Cars character? Now again, this is just rough question in my opinion because I just have no idea. It's hard for me to choose a least favorite because I like all the characters themselves. I mean, of course, some are antagonists and some are protagonists, but still, they're antagonists for a reason and they do a good job doing that, I guess you could say. But I'm not really sure what my least favorite Cars character would be. Of course, you're supposed to not really like the villains like Chick Hicks, Miles Axelrod, Graham Acer, Professor Z. So I guess you could say those are my least favorite because you want like the hero of the movie rather than obviously the villain. So I guess you could say that. But maybe like a character that I'd like some more development on that I haven't really like learned much about. I feel like Ramon and Flo, but again, that's definitely not my least favorite. I just would definitely like if Cars 3 went some more detail about, I guess, the townies of Radiator Springs. Anthony Roy asks, how old are you? I am 14 years old and will be 15 on December 9th. And yeah. Anthony Roy also asks, where are you living? Now, I live in Illinois, in the Midwest, in a southern suburb of Chicago. And it's a kind of rough place to find cars, but I have been actually doing pretty good lately. I found 2 Super Chases in the past 2 weeks or so, one at Toys R Us, one at Sears. So I feel like I definitely have the ability to find things, but I absolutely do not get the cars before anybody else. I'm one of the last areas in the United States to get the cars because I see people posting and reporting of finding stuff in California, New York, stuff like that way before I actually even see that at my stores. Therefore, I get a little impatient and I just order the stuff off Amazon. It's much easier for me. But I definitely like it here. It's actually a very warm kind of fall this year. And I'm not really sure. I believe it's something kind of an annual, not an annual thing, but I guess you could say I believe it's every 7 years. There's like this warm Midwest. And it affects different regions differently, colder, warmer, stuff like that. So it's actually been pretty warm here. Not that cold at all. It's like November 7th, and I'm still wearing shorts. It's like in 70 degrees out here. And Ross Carson Plains asks, how tall are you, feet and centimeters? Now, let me be right back and translate that in the... So if you're unaware, America uses a different system of measurement than mostly every other country in the world, and that's why Ross Carson Plains asked for the centimeters or the metric measurements because he lives in Canada and they do not use the measurement system that America does. So I am about 6 feet tall, pretty tall. I'm happy about that. And according to the translator on Google, that would be 1.83 approximate meters. And that definitely doesn't seem that tall, but obviously meters are bigger than feet. So there you go. Chad Anderson asks, how did RC Cars get its name? Now, I've been waiting for this question for a while now, and really wanted to answer it because I feel like it's a pretty interesting way of how I got my name. I'm not really sure, but I've been wanting to answer this question. So, basically, RC was my initials of my name. Literally, my first name starts with an R, and then my last name used to start with a C, but then my last name changed. And it's just a really complicated story, to be honest. And I always thought maybe I'd do a draw my life in the future. And which is, if you guys don't know, it's basically just drawing out your life. Just search one up on YouTube. There's probably hundreds of them. and you could see an example of one. I was thinking about doing that, but I'm not really sure how interested you guys would be in that. But those were my initials. Now, my first name still starts with an R. I'm not really going to disclose that information on my YouTube channel. If you really want to find out, though, I mean, you could probably find out. But I'm just not going to say that on my YouTube channel right now. And my last name did change. Like I said, complicated story, but yeah, maybe one day I'll explain it in my Draw My Life. But so my initials are different now. It's now RB instead of RC. But a lot of people think it's like remote control cars, but no, that's just my initial. And Cars came from obviously Disney Cars. And then now 5, again, I'm not entirely sure. Now, the reason, again, why the name's kind of modeled after it is because if you guys don't know, there was actually a YouTuber that I originally watched that did Cars reviews way before me and a lot of other people as well. And his YouTube channel's name was TF Cars 95. Again, I do not really know what the TF stand for. Those might have been his initials. Of course, he had Cars in there, and then he had 95 for Lightning McQueen's number. So I was inspired by him. I actually messaged him quite a bit when he was doing YouTube, and he was my inspirational for creating a channel, doing YouTube, and becoming who I am right now. I credit all my inspirational to him because he just did these amazing videos. I always wanted to be like him. And unfortunately, TF Cars 95 has stopped making videos a few years ago. And so that's where I really got all my inspiration from. And that's how I kind of made my name like. I wanted to make it like him, and that's what I did. And I did message him back and forth, but I do not know what the TF in his name standed for. But I just kind of threw in some, I guess, I threw in my initials for that part. If you guys kind of see where I'm coming from. Jedi General Kenobi asks, would you trade the Precision Town for a full-scale Piston Cup track? Now, you're probably not meaning like an actual real-life Piston Cup track, but you're probably meaning like in scale of 155 scale cars. This is a tough question, definitely. I mean, I don't even have like a full Precision Town yet, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to get one because they're going to be really expensive. And I have talked about this quite a bit. I remember I talked about this in my previous Q&A. I talked about it in the month in review of September. And so I'm not really sure if I'm gonna buy those. Some of the buildings definitely look really cool in the previews. I do not believe they'll all be released though. But to answer the question, no. I definitely like the Radiator Springs Town more than I would like the Piston Cup track. The Piston Cup track is definitely nice, but I feel like the Precision Town, it just has a lot more character to it. I'm not really sure, but that's definitely my opinion. I really like that question. Damien Fowler asks, who's your favorite, or what's your favorite Marvel franchise? Now, Marvel has several franchises. I mean, they have kind of their franchise with Fox, and then they have their own Marvel Studios with Disney and stuff. Now, I definitely like that franchise. I'm not too familiar with the franchises of Marvel and the exact stuff and contracts and all that stuff, but I definitely like the universe that has the Avengers, Captain America, all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of the X-Men. I do like those movies, but if you guys don't know, there's X-Men universe and then there's like Avengers universe. That's how I really distinguish the two. And I like the Avengers universe more. Damien Fowler also asks, what's your favorite film of 2014? Now, this is a pretty good question. I did not see too many movies in 2014, but I have to say, Captain America Winter Soldier was definitely a really good movie. I like that movie a lot. And, yeah, I don't really remember too many other films. I do believe I saw American Sniper, but that came out in 2014, but I watched it in 2015. That was a good movie as well, but I have to say, Captain America Winter Soldier was definitely a good movie. Chad Anderson asks, what is one goal you have for your channel and your life outside your channel? It's a great question in my opinion. Now, I believe Chad Anderson may have asked this before I hit 1,000 subscribers. So definitely if he did, then I would definitely say my goal was to hit 1,000 subscribers. And now since we've surpassed that, which is absolutely amazing, specials coming soon, by the way. My next goal would be just 2,000, 3,000, just keep going. And I feel that that'd be really cool. Now, I definitely would say 10,000 would be amazing, but I just can't even imagine that. Maybe I'll probably, I feel like it may be possible with the Cars 3 movie coming out and a lot more fans will be attracted. YouTube is growing, becoming more popular, more people are going to be watching it. So I feel like maybe that I could become more popular. I mean, a lot of more Disney Cars fans are going to, I guess, more people are going to become Disney Cars fans. More people are going to start doing reviews on YouTube, and more people are going to start watching the people that do Cars reviews. And so, I'm not sure if I'll ever hit 10,000, but that would be really cool because that adds an extra digit. I feel like adding an extra digit would be really cool. That'd be 5 digits, and that'd be really cool. And so, outside of my channel, I just want to be successful, to be honest. Be successful in life and just have a good life, be happy. And that's kind of a deep question. I just don't really know a good answer for it. But yeah, just essentially be successful and be happy in life. It's the two things that I really want to do. I mean, go to a good college and just, try my hardest, be successful, and be happy. Sen1987 asks, do you think gaming will ruin your channel? Now, I don't really game much at all, but if I were to ever do gaming, which I'm not because I don't really game, I feel that I would create a separate channel for it, and if I would put it on this channel, I don't really know if it would ruin my channel. I don't really know. It's kind of a tough question for me to answer because I know that I'm not going to be doing gaming, but I definitely feel like if I would, I would create a separate channel for it. Therefore, it wouldn't really ruin my original channel, if you guys see what I'm saying there. Chad Anderson asked, if you had to choose to become homeschooled, would you say yes or no? And I would say no. I do not want to become homeschooled because, there's a social aspect that you learn when you're taking regular school or going to a public school. I mean, if you just go to a school, you have to learn to socialize, and it's a skill that you need to learn in life. It's essential socializing. I feel like, if you go to homeschool, you could definitely learn that skill throughout other ways, but I feel like it's just a great benefit. There's a lot of, disadvantages because you're not one-on-one. If you go to a regular school versus going to homeschool, there's pros and cons. You could argue this point, and for a while, I definitely believe that there's positives and negatives of both sides, but I myself would feel like I would definitely want to just go to a regular school, and that's what I do. I have gone to a school for my whole life, and I feel like it's really important to learn how to be social and stuff like that, because in the future when you're working, you gotta learn how to communicate with people and stuff like that. So I feel like I would definitely choose to be, I don't know what they're called, just public schooled or whatever. I know there's private schools and stuff like that, but I would not choose to be homeschooled. Chad Anderson asks, will you give up one of your most rare cars like Albertini and not be able to acquire another one if it meant getting to meet the creator of Cars, John Lasseter? Now, absolutely not. I have no interest in meeting John Lasseter, I have to say. You guys may be mad at me about this because I don't want to meet him, but I just don't have any interest in meeting John Lasseter. Sure, he created Cars and directed some of the Pixar movies and stuff like that. He's really played a part in the Pixar movies, but I feel that he just, I don't know. A lot of opinions about him are going around that he's just kind of in it for the money nowadays. I'm not sure if I necessarily believe those opinions, but I definitely don't feel like I would want to meet him. I like my Albertini, see right back there? I like him. I don't want to lose him, I want him. I would definitely want to keep my Albertini than meet John Lasseter. I'm sorry, John Lasseter, if you're watching this, which I doubt you're watching this, but Albertini comes first. Priority is Albertini. So that is all for this today's month's Q&A. Now, I usually do a Q&A every month, and now it was kind of towards the end of the month. It's kind of how it fell. Now, this is at the beginning of a month, so probably the next Q&A will be around the beginning of December, but that's going to be a really festival, eventful time on my channel because we're gonna have the 12 days of Christmas. So the next Q&A may not pop up for a while, but there'll definitely be a lot of other things on the channel that'll hopefully keep you guys entertained. So again, let me know if you like this kind of more natural answering to the questions. I feel like it was alright. I definitely, it's not as awkward. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I like having a flow of my commentary without making any mistakes, and I feel like if I have it natural, there's going to be mistakes. So I hope you guys don't mind that, but yeah, that's just kind of how it has to be. Let me know what way you do prefer though. I definitely don't mind doing either. So that's all for today's Q&A. I feel like there was a little repetition. I feel that I made a mistake, and mistake as in I answered a question twice, like in a Q&A previously and then this Q&A. So if I did, I'm sorry, and I made a mistake, and it won't happen again. Hopefully I just made a mistake. If that did happen, I feel like it might have. I don't know, there's been a lot of kind of questions about the same things, like least favorites and stuff like that. So I don't know, that's just kind of what I think. So I'm sorry guys if I answered the question twice, but thank you all for the questions. I really do appreciate it. Ask away if you want, and I'll see you guys on Sunday tomorrow for a suggestion video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always for watching, and I appreciate everything. I don't know, I love the questions you guys asked. It's great to know that you guys want to ask me questions, and now I'm just repeating myself. So I'll see you guys later. Bye now. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys.